Pleasant good morning, everyone. First, let me apologize. My camera is giving some problems at the moment, so I'll get that resolved shortly. Life is a gift. I'm grateful to be here with you yet another week. Thank God for health and strength. I am Simone Claxton, President and founder of the Sapphire Miriam Foundation, a nonprofit organization incorporated in the beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Yet another bright and sunny day. Not so sunny, but it's going to be a wonderful day. Ricardo, I love your cup.
Why, thank you very much.
Something. Wish I was sipping something from a cup like that at this moment. Lovely. Thank you, ladies, for joining us yet another day. Thank you to all our partners in the UK, the US, and throughout the Caribbean. We want to thank our sponsors, NLCB, National Lotteries Control Board, Trinidad Generation Unlimited, TGU. We want to thank the Unit Trust Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago. We want to thank National Gas Company, NGC. And we have on board, back with us, another year, JMMB Bank. So we want to thank everyone for their support and their contributions to make this program possible. Right, so we thank you girls for joining us yet another day. So we're going to continue with our entrepreneurship session, where we'll be doing some mentoring, asking questions, and helping you to fuel your passion, okay? So what is your passion? What are you passionate about that you want to make into a reality? Okay, so we have our partners here. We have loads of expertise on board from all over the world to give you advice and whatever counseling that you need to get you going. Before we start, we're going to have a prayer from our precious Debra in Dominica. Yeah. Debra, who's our ambassador in Dominica. And then she will give us her story of entrepreneurship. Take it away, Debra.
Yes. Let's start with the presence of the Lord. Put your hands to your heart, or you may bow. I like to place my hands to my heart, because that is where it all begins and it all ends. Thank you, Spirit of Life, for this brand new, this gift, this brand new, never before lived day. Thank you, Spirit of Life, for this brand new, never ever before lived day. Almighty God, we gather here under your care and protection. Thank you for your divine wisdom and grace that never fails us. Thank you for each and every one of the gems. Thank you for all the facilitators. Bless all the investors, everybody who sponsors. Continue blessing all of us. May this day be a remarkable day. Everything that the gems learn, may they go out and continue to empower themselves and the community. And as we know, an empowered girl is an empowered community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, so I will just go right in to my presentation. So share screen. All right. Here we are. So happy day, gems. It's both an honor and a privilege to be doing this social entrepreneur case study with you. Let's keep it interactive. Feel free to ask questions or leave comments. Let the adventure begin. So, what do you expect? What do you expect? Okay, I will tell you. You will learn about unique selling point, how to use your personality, passion, and purpose to manifest your dreams. So we'll go through what I've been doing so that, I can be like an example. You can pick out certain snippets and see what can work for you and how you can actually analyze you and know your personality, especially when you're going into business. And we'll be looking at your passions as well. All right. So here, here you can see this. I have my passions, my purpose, and my personality. My first business is Euthalia. That's my core business. And we do wellness retreats, luxury accommodation, unique tours, garden to table experience. And then my other business is Let's Talk One-to-One TLC. We do with stress management workshop, personalized life coach, and the founder of Trilogy to Happiness. advocate of child sexual abuse prevention, and advocate of community development. And then there comes Straight from the Tree, where the business is about healthy food and drinks, organic garden. I have these. Oh, by the way, today is World Bee Day. So we have to take a second to acknowledge that, World Bee Day today, and I'm a bee partner. Also, I use a byproduct of my bees to do like bee wax body wrap, where I put different herbal things, but we'll go through a little bit, and then herbal foot soap coming out of that, and baths, herbal shampoo. So this is some of this is some of my passions that I turn into business. Wrap it up with my personality and to get this going to realize my dream. All right, let's continue. All right, so I'm gonna just give you a little bit of a background on my core business. Here's the core business here. This is Ooh La La. We're based out in Bailey Seas, Dominica. And so this is, you know, I talk about the unique selling point. What makes Ooh La La so special? Yeah, we do unique tours, family tours, like special tours with Boiling Lake. In that photo there you see, that's a tour we did with a couple. They came on their honeymoon. We did carnival with the Boiling Lake. We took the carnival to Boiling Lake. We went to the Juve, ran down to the Boiling Lake, come back, swam in Tutu Gorge, and then had a shower and went back and see the sunset. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. And then, you know, one thing that we're passionate about is special food. You know, it's all about creating an experience for our guests. And then, of course, the garden to table experience. All right. And you know what happened? This is what happened. Some of you may know this. In 2015, you know what? Disaster struck. Yeah. We were devastated by Hurricane Eureka. And not only that, 2 years on, in 2017, most people know we had a Category 5 hurricane that finished us off. Not only that, a pandemic 2 years later. Yeah, so we found ourselves in a dead-end village for 8 years now. And so the story continues. But as a result of that, I've just re-innovated myself as an entrepreneur, because in the middle of that came COVID. And then as I'm sitting waiting for my village to reopen and, you know, monies to build up back, Ooh La La, I just asked myself, how can I make the best use of my available resources to boost the health of my family and community in this pandemic? So as a result of that, Straight from the Tree came into being as a solution. And here you have a little snippet here of one. So that you can see is just as an entrepreneur, you know, you can have multiple businesses. One can shut down, but then that one is still in the background, but then you pick up on something else. And also, as I was saying in the beginning, I'm a social activist. Anyway, this is the advocacy to reconnect the Dominica. So the first thing we did, I don't understand it. Okay, so this was the first thing we did was a walk. And here you can see, here we were live on Emma News, just to give you a 1 minute thing of the journey. Okay.
Good afternoon, viewers. This is Emma News, and I am live at Ooh La La Junction. That's the entrance leading to Prince Savan from Daily Seas. And today we have some concerned residents who would like to express themselves. And this is the reason we are here. As you can see, they are carrying their placards and they have something, a message to send out. And I'm going to give them the opportunity to do just that. Good afternoon. Yeah. How are you? Not too good. So tell us what is happening here this afternoon. Well, first of all, I appreciate EMO News taking the time out. You know, it means a lot to us, you know, to be here and to share our story and to share what we're feeling. I really appreciate what you're doing for us and the Southeast community. As you probably know that it has been 7 years since my village of the Daisies is a dead end due to Hurricane Ricardo. Prior to that, to get to Rosa was only taking us 45 minutes. Now it's taking us an hour and a half. This has a huge impact on our economy, on our health, our family life. As you know, cost of petrol has gone up. Yeah. And even with our students, extracurricular activities, and many levels of challenges and impact. So me personally, I have a business. It's called Euthalia, and I've been hit directly by Erika and Maria, and still haven't recovered because hit by a pandemic too. And the distances make it even more difficult because there's extra cost in petrol and all of that. Even with the slides, I have over.
All right, so you've seen that. And then as part of the advocacy, I've actually collaborate with other groups. I've collaborated with the Dominican, the Tourism Association. In that photo there, you can see my PAL rep and the director of the DHTA, who's also the director of Rosalie Bay Resort. And you have other tourism stakeholders in that photo. We came together, look at things from a tourism perspective. And then as a result of that, we were able to hit it from different angles. We hit it from a social angles with another group as well. And so here is the results. But the thing is, before I show you the results, what do you think? Well, maybe I can leave that after for the discussion. What do you think was my unique point? So about what I did differently, because before me, there was two persons that actually tried to reconnect Dominica. There were two people and they failed. So I stepped in with my uniqueness, my unique personality from a different angle, and the results was just different. Yeah, I came from an angle with building community, you know, using non-violence communication. Take this down, Jem, non-violent communication. This is very important. And I create a community in the Southeast Connection community. And on that community, we have leaders from the two different political parties. We have religious leaders. We have different people coming together with compassion, with unity, with love to progress a simple cause, a common cause. And as a result, look what happened here. This is my power rep here. We had the budget was announced, and here it is. Yeah.
Savannah and Granby constituents so that we become linked and bridge the divide between us. We must work with our people to find a very cost-effective solution to this. And I know, Mr. Speaker, that many are waiting with bated breath, sitting on the edge of their chairs, perhaps increasing volumes of their radios. So although my colleague alluded to it yesterday, but I will say allocations are in this budget for the Daily Savannah crossing. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, there's the Sari Bridge in La Platte to get done, the Whitaker Bridge to consider, and as well the Rosalie River Bridge to be built. These are all costly undertakings that could find themselves as high priorities.
So as you can see, you know, it's getting things done, getting move on. Yesterday, I spoke to the brother of the PAREF, and he said his sister, she likes working with me because I get things done. You know, I focus, I am resourceful, and I get things done. So right now I am she selected me to be a part of a 5-person committee to install the bridge and move things along. So that's where I'm at with that. Also, I have another business. It's called Let's Talk One-to-One TLC. And I'm offering life coach service, stress therapy workshop. So that came as a result of me experiencing depression, because being hit by 2 hurricanes, I had to relocate. After Eureka, my family had to relocate to Roseau, the capital city of Dominica. We had to relocate for 1 year because our community of Dailies was disconnected from the Botica Dailies. We were disconnected from the rest of the island because of a gorge. We were disconnected for 4 months. And after that, straight after that, Maria came. So when Maria came, I thought I will go down back to Roseau for a year. But when I went to Roseau, Roseau was worse off than us because we were out in the countries. We had food and we had fresh water. So now I had to go to St. Lucia for a year with the children. The children attended school while my husband stayed back to protect the property and try to get things together. So, so as a result of that, I was just depressed. I'm like, well, how can this happen? And I just started looking at nature, looking at life from a different perspective as a result of this pain. I'm like, how can this be? How can this be possible? So I've then developed this Let's Talk One-to-One TLC, developed this program called Trilogy to Happiness. And then I've tested out on somebody like my neighbor, a few people in St. Lucia. We were walking on the beach, and then my mom's neighbor, we were walking on the beach, and then she said to me, oh, that man just passed me. He looked at me nasty. And I'm like, do you know him? She's like, no, I don't know him. And I'm like, this guy could have been going through, he just lost his job. Maybe his child is in intensive care. Maybe he's going back home and he don't know what he will expect. You don't know. But then I know, because I am now looking at the mind. I'm like, oh my God, this girl needs some of my magic. She needs some of my magic. So when we finished our walk, we went to the beach, and I'm like, okay, let me show you something. And I start giving her some of the Trilogy to Happiness. And it's like, Mama, Moon, Father, Son. And I was really, because I needed it too. I needed it too. And at the end of the day, we had this bystander. He looked at us, and she wasn't really engaging. She was like more looking around, and who's watching me? I'm looking silly. And then when we finished, he's like, my God, he said to me, you are the happiest person that I've ever seen. So that really birthed Trilogy to Happiness, and for me to continue. And that is based on my personality as well. So Jem, as you're going through, looking at your business, you know, it's not only being like a money chaser. Money is important, but the money will come. You put your heart and your soul into it, the money will come. Trust me. Trust me. And I had to put this code in because, as you can see, I am moving through these different businesses, and this is by Richard Branson. Richard Branson, I don't know if some of you know, he's the Virgin, and he has so many businesses in the UK. He says, business opportunity are like buses. There's always another one coming. Yeah. Business opportunity are like buses. There's always another one coming. So never give up. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. All right. So now, as we can see, the area of focus here, you have to identify your passion, your purpose, and understanding your personality. And you have to develop a winning strategy to be ahead of your competition. And of course, you unleash your unique selling point and be more than just a money chaser. Yes, I thank you. So I will stop sharing. So this is where I stop sharing here. And open the floor to questions. I was too short, not true?
Morning.
Questions? Morning.
My name is Joanna.
Hello, Joanna.
Just a question. I really liked your presentation. It's very...
Thank you.
I wanted to know if children my age or older could give ideas to you or help in any situation. in need.
Of course, you can get help. Just bring up the situation right on this panel here. You have a wealth of resources here. You can reach out to any one of us. We're here to guide you and to help you, you know? So what situation you thinking of, Joanna?
It's more like a business kind of idea.
Yeah.
So I want to start learning how to cook on my own. I love cooking. I was cooking every day.
My goodness.
For some reason, for me, I don't find it's something I like, but it's what
Yeah.
I want to do.
Right.
Try to cook something, I'll taste it. If it doesn't taste good, I give up. I literally
Wow.
just wanted advice on how to start.
Yeah. But as you probably learned from last week from Miss Claxton, she was saying education. So where are you in your training, in your education as a culinary artist? Where are you right now?
I'm in Trinidad at the moment.
Yeah, you're in Trinidad. Are you at school at the moment, right?
I am homeschooled.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So it starts with finding out where you can learn more about, maybe the type of cuisine that you want and educating yourself and even experimenting. And like me, I started experimenting on my friend with my trilogy to happiness and they loved it. And maybe you can just like one day do like a picnic or something and invite a few friends, charge them a cover fee and have them taste your food. How does that sound to you?
That sounds great.
Yeah, yeah. And keep us in the journey. Keep us in the journey. Yeah.
Thank you.
One of the passion of mine as well is cooking, healthy eating, and keep on doing and following your passion. It will come into dollars. Okay. Anybody else?
Thanks, Debra. I just want to chime in here. Yeah, I want to thank Joanna for bringing up that question and suggestion about business. Yes, as Debra was saying, education. If you're wanting to go into a particular type of cuisine, where do you learn? I mean, we have obviously technology, YouTube, etc. But you want to formalize your education in the sense of which institution is giving, a course or some sort of diploma or degree, etc. So you want to go down that formal route as well as the informal routes of, your YouTube and that kind of stuff. Also, wonderful suggestion by Debra, have like, something like a picnic, like a sample, a taster event, more or less, where you invite persons that you're comfortable with, your friends, and get their opinion, and, take note of the feedback that they're giving you. So if you need to improve on this, if you need a little more spice in this one, you need to take out something, you need to add a little more salt, you need to, tweak the presentation, etc. And from that now you can start doing maybe some small sales, like if it's every 2 weeks, you can do, if it's pastries you're into, you can do like a snack box, send out, do invites and tickets, or just through WhatsApp, invite your friends to purchase. You can, if it's like a meal, maybe once every 2 weeks or once every month, you say, well, I'm doing a barbecue this month, I'm doing a curry Q the next month, or I'm doing Chinese. And, you invite your friends to start participating and start small, you're catering from home, have like a lunch or a snack box, etc., and build from there. As you're learning, you start implementing, your new techniques, and it will eventually grow. And then obviously you do your marketing, your social media, etc., and that kind of stuff. And things will grow from there. Okay, so you're never too young. Yeah. What do you think about that, Joanna?
I think it's a great idea. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yes, so thank Debra for her wonderful presentation.
Before you all go off, Debra mentioned something very, very important, and I want people to take note of it. She talked about character traits, personality traits when you're doing entrepreneur, and that's very important. That will depend on what you choose to do, your character traits and your personality, because you don't want to have a business where you're supposed to be upfront and personal, and then you don't want to be like that. That's not who you are. So consider who you are, not just do a business just because you see other persons doing it, but it's supposed to be what you want to do and who you are as a person. That's very important. Who you are as a person. Sometimes people just telling us do things, And, we say, okay, yeah, you can try that, but it is not you. When you come to do it and you have to do things, it's just not who you are. So make sure you choose something that's within who you are as a person. To not lose yourself just to be an entrepreneur, but be you while you are an entrepreneur.
Yes, thanks for that,
so much.
Euthalia. Excellent.
Yeah,
What I wanted to share with you, Princess this week, she was on a face-to-face entrepreneurial course. She bought this painting, this from a 12-year-old artist. He was on the program. Yeah. She bought this painting as a gift from us. This child, he's 12 years old, and he's very passionate about what he's doing. And so as we're saying, it's never too early to start. And he packaged it very nicely. And he's even selling it to his peers. Princess bought one, $15, $15. You see that? Excellent. Any more questions?
Justin says she can draw people too. Yes, guys, now is your time. This is your time. So any ideas, passions that you have, bring up the ideas now so that we can assist you. We have Euthalia, our partner in St. Lucia, on board with us, who's also an entrepreneur as well. She can give some, wonderful advice. We have Dr. Joppy, who was with us from last week as well. We have Dr. Zena in the UK. So there's loads of resources.
And we have our peer counselor, Savannah.
Oh, yes. We have Savannah with us as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Savannah, for all her support.
Wow.
Come on, ladies, unmute your mic.
So Adela's saying, I draw really good, in my opinion, and bake. So you're going to turn that into some dollars, Odelia?
Yeah. Oh, I'm really good at acting as well.
Oh, wow. You're going, where Hollywood? Let's go.
Hi, it's Debra, lovely presentation, and thank you, Euthalia. We've missed you this season, so
yes.
Glad to hear the voice. So Debra, I noticed a couple things while you were speaking, and I have some questions myself.
Please.
Now, there were 2 hurricanes and then a pandemic.
True.
So what you're talking about is that the success that you're seeing now in terms of reconnecting Dominica, the success you're seeing now in terms of the programs that you've developed being put into place, these aren't new projects. These are things that even though you started them along the way, you've been pursuing them for a little while now.
Of course, because when I used to have guests, I've always been somebody to make my guests feel well. We're going on tour, I will just make them laugh. And a lot of the stuff I am doing has been developed even before I was born, so long, because even the healthy cooking. So this is not something new. There's a lot of preparation has been going through with this business. And what is so beautiful is like, even the side business of the Talk One-to-One TLC, and then the healthy eating, all of this is coming back to serve the core, which is ooh la la. It's coming back. So when we're having these retreats, Princess just thought of doing a survival retreat. And I had the same idea. I was with my power rep on the weekend on a social for the youths at the Bay, and we were speaking heart to heart on our passions. And we have common passions, children. She's a qualified pediatrician, and children is our passion. And one of the things I said, I want to have and I was speaking to Simone as well, the Sapphire Miriam retreat, face-to-face retreat. So Dominica, come and get, bring the facilitators, bring everybody together. And then Princess, when she going off on her business program, I said, what you want to do? And she's like, I want to create a survival camp. And I'm like, wow, that is so, because I was thinking of a detox camp, but a survival camp is so much in line with what we want to do. So it's really like a team effort. And like next weekend, I'll be going off. There's a rejuvenator at Rosalie Bay, a community project whereby we come together under the theme of self-care and love. And then I will be doing the children workshop. I'll also be doing like a little taster for the adults and Trilogy to Happiness. And on that same day, I'm going to have my straight from the tree juices. Somebody is manning that. And then I will have plants like herbs You know, so all three business in one day is benefiting from, you know, one activity. So everything is just really clicking into place beautifully.
So I see Jana raised her hand. So before we get back to her, I just want to point out something that you said. The decisions to start these new projects and to start these new businesses came from being derailed from your original purpose by
Yes,
external circumstances.
true,
Something happened to you and you had to make
true,
a decision about how you were going to respond to it. And
absolutely.
now all those things are supporting your original decision.
Yep,
They're supporting your original business.
right.
If as entrepreneurs, actually forget that, if as people, we could start seeing challenges as opportunities,
Yes,
then we better position ourselves to take something from it that we could use to build something else or to continue building the thing we started on. If we, yes, we have feelings about things, so complain if you want, but act on it. Right? There's a statement that we used to use in the oil and gas industry called comply and complain. Right? The fact remains is yes, let people know that you have feelings about something, that something is a problem, but that should not stop you from acting.
mm,
Right? So yes, there were two hurricanes and a pandemic, but they give you the opportunity to add things that could move Ulala into a position that it was not before. Because of your response to the challenges, now you're connected with people with a similar agenda that you
right,
might not have connected with before in that capacity.
true,
So when we see something that sets us back, it might not necessarily be a setback. It could be a
true.
set up,
Yep.
right?
Setback for bigger comebacks because right now, because of the hurricane, we have a new landscape. We had 3 landslides. We
Mhm.
wanted a jacuzzi. We wanted a fish pond with the pool. Right now, we have everything perfectly. A tennis court, not a tennis court, a volleyball court. Everything in place, just as we wanted. We got a new canvas. So I like to look at it like, you know, it's a blessing. We needed that reset. And it reset me too, emotionally and mentally. I'm like thinking, I had to sit and ask myself, why am I here? What is my purpose? You know, what am I doing? You know, what am I doing? What is my purpose here on planet Earth? Am I here to just accumulate wealth, accumulate wealth? I haven't been making any money in the past 8 years, but I've just been building. I've just been building, like, you know, giving out my love like Mother Teresa. But my wealth is in the smiles of my children when I step out. But eventually I can see the finance awards will be coming through.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of the times you see that the people who put the money as the first priority do not get anything else from it. So if the money stops coming, they stop. But if the objective is to fulfill a mission, then the money is a consequence of having something that is valuable to people. Right? So I just want to congratulate you on that and acknowledge something else. You spoke about being cut off from Rousseau, being cut off from the urban centers for 4 months.
Yes,
And
the village completely cut off.
right,
No communication, no lights,
and
completely cut off.
that is 4 months that you survived outside of the general commercial
Yeah,
district. That
yeah,
is 4 months that you survived
survive.
without the support
Yeah,
of the urban area. And then when you get to the urban area, you realize that you had more resources where you were cut off,
yes,
right? So even the idea of, all right, we can be a self-sustaining community came from the discomfort of being cut off from what you were accustomed to.
right, right,
And fast forward now, we could have Princess making ideas like, why not do a survival camp? Because you guys
right,
survived for months at a time, cut
right,
off from the rest of society, right?
right,
So I'm just putting it out there that if
right,
I understand the feelings that we have about something while we go through it,
yeah,
but if we could take a step back from being up in our feelings, and I'm saying it deliberately like that, because yes, the emotional response is the immediate thing. But if we
right,
could take a step back from the emotional response and recognize that within an hour, within a day, within a week, within a month, we will not have this feeling, but we will still have the situation,
true,
then we could start dealing with the situation because the feeling is going to take care of itself.
Right.
Right? So take this step back and ask yourself, how can this help me? As opposed to, why is this happening to me? And even if you don't know what the answer is, while you are going through it, you will end up developing survival skills that could help you, because then you could teach somebody else to survive and charge them for it. That is that is what business is. Survive the problem and then sell the solution.
You're making a life and not just a living. You're making a life, not just a living. And that really, right now, I didn't give part of my tip in why I was unique in getting a breakthrough in reconnecting Dominica. One of my unique points, I am patient. I teach my clients patience. The first guy that tried to reconnect Dominica, he started within the year of the first hurricane. The place hasn't settled. He was a one-man show. That was just too early. The second person, even though she cleared it right up into the gorge, she was anti-government.
Right.
She was, so you cannot, you know, when you're anti-government, the people who have to come and put the resource in place, you're going to have face some problems. I was patient and I waited. And you know what? My breaking moment came is to do and die November 6th. November 6th, there's a Mount O'Daly's area. They started sliding. This impacted at least maybe 6 villages. It's sliding, and then there's a river at the bottom just undermining. 6 to 7 villages was impacted, cut off for about a week. The children could not go to school, cut off from a week. So that was my golden opportunity. So I organized myself, I organized my work. I didn't even mention in the thing, I have a petition, change.org, give us a bridge. So that was part of the impetus. I developed an international audience. With the MO thing, we had something like 200 shares on Facebook. I don't know, something like 20,000 likes. So it had a lot of, because public interest can put a little pressure on the people who are supposed to make the decision, if you know what I mean. And all of this is done in a very respectful way, because me and my team, when we speak respectfully. And I create that Southeast chat and I'm administrating it. You cannot come on there and try to segregate people with your political partisan approach. I will just delete it and I will call you up and tell you, we have a time and a place for that. That is not the time and place for this. This is not a space for that. We're building unity. I thank you.
Very good point. You just made a point there about patience. And the same time you said it, I look at my status and somebody both said, I trained 4 years to run 9 seconds. Patience. Imagine I just pull up my status and that's what I saw. I trained 4 years to run 9 seconds.
Euthalia, we're connected spiritually. We talk to each other spiritually. We are spiritual being on a human path. There's a lot of things that Ricardo is saying, and it's just reaching straight to my heart. It's like he's smoking me out. Ricardo is.
You know, we can always
He's killing you softly with
some...
his song, right?
It's like we're twin flames or something.
You can always come to Ricardo to bring some clarity to a situation, you know, to show us the rationale behind
I wanted to take the background. Like, as a leader, I like to take the background. Like, I didn't even mention that we met the Prime Minister. He came to see us, my committee, in November. He came to see us in January of this year about the bridge. Came with drawing everything. So this is me now. I'm just sitting down on the road because we were at the side behind, and everybody, you know, all my committee members running after him, PM. And he's like, let Debra speak. And then when I went up to talk, it's like my left leg just took on a mind of its own. It is shaking. Because it was like excitement, there's like adrenaline. Because I was just waiting. I was just arm's length away from the man. And then I just said, because most people went there to fight, but I conquer everything by love. Love is one of the most powerful emotion. It can conquer, it can move anything. So I said, can I kiss you? I kissed him. And I'm like, okay. I said, the other chick looking jealous. Can I kiss the other chick? So you're like, yes. So I kiss the other cheek. So the headline news will read, Dotish housewife kisses Prime Minister for bridge.
They didn't write that, no.
So that is how I use
Don't you?
my personality to get shit done. That is how I do it. That is how I do it. And then my committee members was blasting me, Debra, you should not have done that, blah, blah, blah. We go to I'm like, no, I am not a fighter. I'm a lover. You're in the wrong team. You have to go with the talk show host. You have to go with this other guy called Series, always there blasting. That is not me. That is not how I vibrate. I'm a lover. I thank you.
And that was manifested in the budget, right?
Yes.
The love that you showed as manifested in the budget, you got results.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man.
Most important, once you get in the results, continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Great things is happening.
Yes, great work, Debra. And as Ricardo showed us the mindset, once you tune in your mindset right, and not look at things as a setback, but a set up, and for greater opportunities. You look at each thing that happens to you. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity there waiting to happen. So we look at the hurricanes and we look at COVID and the pandemic, etc. And it was actually, opportunities there for Debra to, reconnect her community, to give services of, counseling and healthy eating and all that kind of stuff, and develop her businesses even further. So look at that. We look at, okay, it's a disastrous time, but look what came out of it, so through your personality and your passion and your persistence, keep going, And this is the thing we need. We need that persistence, because sometimes when we have those setbacks, whether it be financially or through health, the lack of support, etc., we tend to want to give up. But, once we know we have a purpose, we just keep being persistent. And eventually, through that persistence, we will, succeed. Wonderful, wonderful work. Thanks so much, Debra. I think, Joanna, did you want to make a comment or ask a question?
Oh, it's really and truly just to show you all what something. Normally, as I said, cooking is also my passion, right? But art is also my other passion. And I just wanted to show you all a little something that I have done the past week. If you could see it, I don't know. This is just one of it, right? And this is the other one. I intend to do things normally, randomly during the day. I could sit down and watch my family and I could draw them just out of the blue and have it as a memory. I just wanted to show you all that as well.
So, Joanna?
Let's have another look at that again, Joanna.
Sure. Could you all see it?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I can
it's
see
a little
it.
closer.
Yeah, she's looking for the side, the back view of somebody.
Mm-hmm. So, Joanna, question.
Sure.
You like art and you like cooking.
Yes.
Right. One of the most popular books in Trinidad and Tobago's entire history is the Naparima Girls Cookbook. Naparima Girls High School Cookbook. Right. This book has gone all over the world. So what I think when I see someone who has an artistic skill set and an artistic interest and a culinary interest is that you practicing both your crafts might be on the way to doing your own cookbook. And worse yet, it doesn't even have to be specifically a cookbook. You could take those two things, because cooking is very therapeutic for a lot of people, right? And a lot of people find art very therapeutic. If I'm not mistaken, our educational psychologist, Debbie Gibran, is also registered with the American Art Therapy Association. I can't remember the name of the association, but she does art therapy professionally. So maybe you could put together some of your favorite recipes, and every other page you have a drawing that you've done, so that the people who are doing the cooking have something that they could use to color in a drawing that you've done, or something, a very relaxing image on one page and the recipe on the next page, but there are ways for you to combine your unique interests and present them to somebody else who may not know that this works for me until somebody showed it to them. So what I'm saying is that you don't even have to choose one of the two passions. We could look at the way that Debra has done so many different things, and we could use Dr. Joppy's experience where she told us she was a serial entrepreneur, and some of those businesses connect with the other things that she does. So pursue your drawing, pursue your cooking. And I also want to remind you that they all recommended that you do some training. Now you could learn on your own, but is in terms of particularly food and beverage, it is a very good idea for you to go and get some training, because there are things that in cooking you might not understand the importance of doing it until something goes wrong and you have to pay for it or somebody gets sick from it. So it could be a simple course. I'm not saying you have to go and spend 4 years learning how to be a master chef, but even go and look into getting a food and nutrition badge. A food badge. They might start you with a 1 hour lecture about health, proper food preparation, or they might make you, and from that, you could find out what other things you could do so you could learn how to properly do the thing that is in your heart. Right? But I believe that there's a space for art and cooking to work together.
I agree. Definitely,
Thank
Ricardo.
you.
Culinary, there's something called culinary art. And culinary art is an artistic view of food, because you have to be able to plate your food in an artistic way. And there are lots of courses online on food safety, lots of courses online on culinary art. So it's not, you could even get free courses on Allison. I don't know if any of you are aware of Allison. Allison is a certificate course that you could go there and do a lot of free courses. And then if you want the certificate, you have to pay for the certificate, but you can do the courses without the certificate if you want to. So the website is free. Anybody could go online, join Allison, and you can learn to do so many things there. And they have the food safety courses and the HACCP courses, all the courses related to culinary art is there. So that's something that everybody could, can do. Anybody, whatever you want to do, you could go there and get free courses. There's Coursera, there are different places you can get courses.
Thanks so much, Euthalia. And Euthalia is into food technology. So she's a key person, Joanna, and you want to hang on to the progress. And wonderful idea by Ricardo. It's really great that, you could combine the artistic side with the food. And you could even decide to produce some sort of maybe, a book towards a specific target market. So say maybe towards kids, simple, easy menus that teens or kids could prepare for themselves. And then, they have the little drawing at the side, something kind of depicting our culture, Trinidad and Tobago culture, that was old time kind of, folk something or recipes and that kind of stuff. So you could combine a bit of our culture, a bit of the food, within the drawings, and target maybe just, specifically kids and teens, to encourage them into, that type of eating and that kind of stuff. So I think it's a wonderful, really exciting idea. Ricardo, thanks so much.
I also one thing, I also have a book launching next year, 2024, on Amazon for artistic and different cultures. So if you speak Spanish or different other books, it's on there and you can go review it.
Wow.
Put the link in the chat, baby.
Yeah, send us some information in the chat. That is really, really wonderful.
Sure.
When Ricardo was talking about the education, and then because for me, I started off as a coach. What I did, I don't have a degree in psychology. My degree is computer science, University of Westminster. That is my degree, but computer science is not my passion. My passion is coaching. So I did not do a degree in computers in psychotherapy. I did an advanced certificate. And then I was told, oh, you cannot call yourself a counselor, blah, blah, blah. So I just still printing my business card. I call myself a life coach. And then I developed this mantra, no person, place, or thing shall define me. I am very blessed. So I just, on this mission, I know what I can do. I know my limitation. And sometimes no qualification can make you do certain things. It has to come from inside. It has to come from inside. But then you have to balance up. As Ricardo said, you have to know the techniques because you don't want to hurt somebody, put too much of something in things, and you have to be very careful. Yeah, and you have to have some level of training. until you feel comfortable. I thank you. I think we had Janae had her hand up. Come
Yes,
on, Janae.
Janae Janu has been with us from
My God,
the
Janae is my
beginning.
little darling daughter. Come on, Janae. She from Portsmouth.
So I wanted to show you guys something that I made. I'm a seamstress, a young one, and I love to crochet. I haven't put up my business yet, but I'm starting my account, and my sisters asked me to like sew a doll for them for their birthday, and my sister's birthday is coming up really soon. So I sew two dolls, so I'm going to show you guys the two of them. I haven't put on the face yet because I haven't got the stuff yet, but I want to show you what I came up with.
Debra
so-
will reach out to you, so you'll be able to send it to us. If you
And
can
I'll
take
be
a
able
photo
to-
now.
And
Can
I'll
you
be
take
able
a
to put
photo
it
now,
up.
like on your phone?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, and I'll put it in the
I'm looking
recording.
forward to that. Yes.
Shine on, Janae.
So glad to have so many girls who started with us coming back. It is encouraging.
We have Jade. Jade,
Takes and
Jade is an
Cakers, Jade.
entrepreneur. Tips and Cakers, yes. Jade, can you unmute?
Yes, Jade, a true gem.
Oh, yes. Jade has been with us for the past couple of years. She was with us in 2021. Let's see if we can get Jade to unmute. I don't know if she's shy. Jade, can you unmute?
Hello.
Oh, wonderful. Hi, Jade. You're a young entrepreneur. Give us a little idea about your lip gloss business. How's that going? Don't be shy.
I don't have a business as yet. I'm not sure if it's the wrong Jade, but I don't have a business as yet.
This is not Jade and Tips and Cakers?
No.
Oh, okay. Where are you from, Jade?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the wrong Jade. Any
No,
ideas?
no, wait. This is the right Jade. This is the right Jade for this conversation.
Ah, for this conversation.
Yeah, because I love how she said she does not have a business as yet.
As yet.
Right,
Let's see what her passion is. What's your passion, Jade?
So I want to help out people who have natural disaster problems because Mom and I normally get flood out and we don't really have people to help us out. So I want to help out somebody who in need, who lost a lot of stuff in floods.
Well, I could
fantastic.
definitely help with that, Jade. Couple years, well, not a couple years ago. This started maybe 10 or 15 years ago. We had some flooding in Trinidad. The Diego Martin area was flooded. Some of the hills came down, and we had a sports club at the time, and we got into charity work, and we organized a busload of the guys to go with shovels and wheelbarrows and gloves and stuff because we had to help dig. We had to help dig and shovel mud out of people's homes. And I'm talking about 6 or 7 feet of mud would have been in the bedrooms, so they lost everything. And one of the things that people don't get with relief effort is that a lot of it is physical manual labor. It's not about just writing a check or making a donation. A lot of the times it requires manual labor. So what you could probably do, if you're interested in it, is look at the area of relief effort that matters to you. If it's organizing a collection drive, if it's maybe gathering people so that they could volunteer some physical manpower, or woman power for the relief efforts. But what area of, let's say, disaster relief are you most affects you most personally? Is it clean up after flooding? Is it not being able to eat? Is it people not having clothing? Which part of it really moves you?
Cleaning up after, because most people just have to do it by themselves and don't have others to help.
But because of what you spoke about there, yes, feeling like you're alone in that moment when you're the one who has to go through all of these things, when you're looking at all your personal possessions and now they're just rubbish, it can be a very emotional thing. So even if you don't have access to resources, you might be the resource. You could serve as a connector where you realize, all right, there's this community that is going through this particular challenge. And instead of each person in that community feeling like they have to do it alone, maybe you could just find out, hey guys, I'm trying to help from outside and help coordinate things. Maybe there's not so much that I can do, but if we have 10 people on the street Instead of 10 people each by themselves cleaning up one house at a time, right? You find out what this list, you get these 10 people to come together and say, well, all right, we're going to split into 2 groups of 5, and we're going to help this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So that instead of 10 people working by themselves, you have groups working together so that nobody feels as if they're by themselves and the work gets done faster. So maybe you don't even have to do anything except coordinate the people who are already doing the work themselves. So that is to touch on the point that Jesslyn made earlier as well, that she's too young to help. You're never too young to help. You're never too young to have an idea, right? So I love, especially with the climate that we're seeing, especially with the weather that we're going to be having, disaster relief is a pretty interesting field to get into. So you might not have to do certain things yourself, but you can help organize them so that they get done. Right. So I really hope that you look into it and start writing on your ideas first and foremost with what problems do I see? And after identifying the problems, then you could say, well, all right, you could start looking at how can I help? But without any money, without actually being there yourself for days or weeks on end, there are ways that you can help, right? So I encourage you to continue pursuing that because I believe it is something that is very important and is going to be more important going forward. Last year, when we had Brendan James on talking about the climate, he mentioned that we have Category 5 hurricanes where we weren't expecting to have more than one Category 5 for 75 or 100 years, and sometimes they end up with 2 in a season, right? And there's a category that is so much higher than 5 that they would have called it 6, except for the fact that the grading stops at Category 5. So disaster relief, I encourage you, if you have a heart for it, find a way to help. You're not too young, and it's not even about not having any resources. Once you have the ideas and you have the heart for it, you'll find a way. But keep it up. That you touch my heart there.
Yeah, thanks, Ricardo. It really is an upcoming area where more and more support is needed because as we've been seeing, lots more disasters, with the hurricanes increasing and that kind of stuff. ODPM, Office of Disaster Management, they handle that kind of stuff and the borough corporations. And I'm sure that they would, be happy to have support, from persons wanting to volunteer and that kind of things.
We haven't heard from Savannah. I see her in the chat for a bit, but Savannah, I know that you're studying communications. When you do finish, are you looking to get a job or are you looking to start a business?
I'm looking to get a job, but I would love to work in the field of social entrepreneurship. I am not exactly too sure of what I want to do, but I'll also continue to support the program, support young girls, especially young girls who are interested in writing and communications as well. So yeah, these are the things I'm into. I've not really go down into like what exactly what I want to do.
Well, I would encourage you as you're in school and you're in this whole new community and this whole new environment. Reading is something that connects people internationally and across culture, right? It is most people who write tend to have been readers. At least most good writers tend to have been readers. Everybody pretty much has putting stuff out nowadays and self-publishing and things, and nothing wrong with that. But maybe you could start by identifying who are the readers and the writers in the space that you're in for now. And it could be something as simple as a book group where you present a book from your culture and somebody from a different culture presents a book because you don't necessarily have to represent your culture every time you go outside, but it might be something from the Caribbean or a book that matter to you personally. So at first, identify who your community is, right? And generally, amongst the readers, you would find people who are interested in writing. And that is also a way to filter out the people who are interested in writing but not interested in reading. Because if you like to write and you don't like to read, well, then you're not really about the craft, right? You're seeing writing as a means,
Exactly.
right? So yeah, just identify the community because you never know. A lot of good ideas are birthed in that university space. or in that educational space where you have people from different cultures, different age groups, different mindsets being in a similar space. So it doesn't have to be complicated. Find 5 or 6 people who like reading, and see what comes from that. But I don't want you to come out of school and not have used that space, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's simple. Just find somebody to trade a book with to
I'm
start.
happy you said that, like, yes, because I'm very interested in writing in our own, I would say, a Canadian English. So instead of, writing in standard English, I love writing in that way and actually working on an anthology that might come out probably next year, but I'm really interested in writing. So that's why all the gems who said, they're really interested, they're having a book coming out soon, really excited me very much. So good luck to you. I think it was Janae. Yeah, so
Joanna,
in, yeah,
she's
yes,
actually
yes.
shared the book in the chat. I don't know if you want me to
I
just
didn't
go
see
through the
it.
book in 5 minutes. Yeah, I can just run the book.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, very good, Joanna. Yes. So at university, I am in a space, luckily I'm in a space where I have a lot of writers where we gather like once a week and we write and we speak about what we want to do. So be in a space maybe with other Caribbean writers who, focus on the things that I may prefer. I think it'll be a great space for me to expand, my interest in writing, especially as a Caribbean writer.
Wow, thanks so much, Savannah. Wow, it really is inspiring to hear all the wonderful ideas, just pulling our resources together, how many wonderful ideas could come out of it. My goodness, it's just amazing. Social entrepreneurship, I was only introduced to that, I have to say, a few years ago, right? Late 2000 and something, when I went to university. And I'm really glad that the girls could be introduced to it at a much younger age. So you can kind of know, what direction you want to head into, where your passion lies. And it's so amazing to see so many girls interested in social entrepreneurship and developing their communities and then helping others. I think that is just so amazing, right? Um, let's hear from Princess. Princess, do you want to give us some information on the entrepreneurship course you've been through recently, about your survival camp idea, etc.? And then we'll have Shani.
Hello, my name is Princess, and this week I just did an entrepreneurship workshop, and they taught us how we could become young entrepreneurs. And they told us that we should save our money and we should find out ideas that we can actually start now. So if you have anything that you can be able to do, it could be painting, it could be writing little skits for sale, it could be selling what you can make at home, little things like that. And you need to advertise your products properly, promote them. You need to have word of mouth spread the information about what you're doing so that other people know. Have a social media platform so like people can view what you're doing or what you have, and post regularly about what products you have or service you are doing. And I also learned that when we learned about how people make a company or register a company name. So, and we learned about unlimited liability and limited liability, which limited liability is when if you get sued or bankrupt. Limited liability is they can only take assets that belong to the business only. But if you have unlimited liability, if you don't have enough funds in the business
to cover what has happened to you, then they can take out assets that is yours personally from your home, from your own personal bank, and your businesses. So when it's best to have a limited liability or a limited company. And when you must, if you have a name that you want for your company, you must register it. In Dominica, we have something called CPO. It stands for company, what is it? Company insurance property. Company register house? No. Company house. CIPO. Something organization. So it's a place where you can register your name. You have to pay $100 for that business name. So you can keep that business name so nobody else can copy that business name. And that is a good thing to do when you want to have a business. And you can have your parents help you with your business. So you can, if you have a talent, a passion, or if your parents are helping you, you can have, if it's a form of fulfillment, it could be a form of fulfillment for you, like or if you want to have a good impact around you, you can start a business. These are good reasons to start a business. And yeah, thank you for listening to me about what I've learned. That's just barely the tip of the iceberg, because it's just I learned for 5 days. I went to school for 5 days.
That is still a
Thank you
lot.
so much.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Ricardo.
Yeah, no. It's in that is a lot. It was important because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, wait a minute. There are a lot of things that I'm doing as a sole trader, but I should get registered as a limited or LLC, right? Because I don't want people to come and take my nice picture and my ninja bear and my Bible and thing because I do bad business, right? I need to be able to protect my personal assets as I develop a business community. So thank you very much for that. That was super important because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, oh, right, yes. It's not just about being able to qualify for loans and funding and get contracts. It's about protecting my personal assets. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Princess. And CIPO, I believe, is the Companies and Intellectual Properties Office. Yeah, I looked it up. So thanks.
She said, learn about copyright.
And
Learn
patent.
about copyright and patent.
And that is important, especially as a creative. There's actually a thing going on right now where, because we have so many content creators and so many people putting up original things, it is getting challenging to protect your visual rights, the intellectual property, anything that you create. And I would, oh, by the way, Savannah, take a look into this scenario where an author did not copyright their own name. So somebody else was able to use artificial intelligence to generate books that look like what they would have written using their name, and Amazon refused to pull in the books off their site because the person didn't do anything to prevent
My goodness.
other people from using their name in the first place. So remember, guys, unfortunately, as much as we would like business to be about helping people, and as much as we would like to provide a service and to problem solve, the reality is that business is it can be very, very brutal, because one of the objectives of business is to make money. And different people have different ethics when it comes to making money.
Yep.
Right. So we have to take these steps to protect our business efforts.
I
Savannah,
agree with
see.
you. And some people will use you and abuse you, climb on you to get where they want to go, and they don't care.
Yeah.
Savannah, want to say something here?
Yes, that is so scary, and I probably should do that on my own because I have my writing platform on Instagram where I've built a community of writers, but I don't have my name copyrighted or anything. So, and I'm so scared because one time somebody reposted my work. Luckily, they, tag me and say, this is Sav's work, whatever. But somebody could do that and I don't know about it. One time I was scrolling through online and I saw this poem. It wasn't mine, thankfully, but I was so worried. It's like one day somebody could just take my work and I don't even know it, and they profit from it and I won't. So that is something I should really consider, definitely. So thank you for saying that, Ricardo.
Yeah, I think we have Janae's hand up.
So I wanted to say that when being an entrepreneur, which I already am because I have my own business with food, I'm selling food like gooseberry jam. So my parents are also entrepreneurs and they taught me that when you're an entrepreneur, everything doesn't come one time. You have to like be patient because sometimes you might think, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. And you have all the money to do it. And then when you start doing it, your money is just long gone and you haven't seen anyone like bought anything and you're like, where did my money go? So you have to be very patient and yes.
Thanks so much, Janae, for that advice. You're sure right. You really have to be patient with business. Everything does not come straight away. And congrats on your jam business. Keep up the great work. Wow, I'm so impressed. So many young entrepreneurs we have here. Lovely. Anybody else?
I want to touch on something that Jenny said that brought up something that Debra spoke about earlier. And guys, I like language. So I want to take the opportunity to explain the difference between being persistent, patient, and stubborn. Stubborn is when you are committed to your cause, you're dedicated to what it is you're doing, but you refuse to try to do it in any other way than the way you want to. The difference between persistent and stubborn is that persistent means I will find a way. Stubborn means I will keep trying to do it my way even if it is not working. Yes, we have things in us that we are uniquely designed to do. I understand that. But my good God who made us in his image said, in all you're getting, get wisdom. If the way that you are doing it is not working, learn more ways. Nobody is saying to stop. I'm saying to attack the problem from a different angle. And that is the difference between being persistent and being stubborn. If I tried to use a screwdriver to pong a nail because I am determined to pong this nail, it is not going to work. It is going to be dangerous. It is going to take way more energy. And if I am so committed and persistent that I refuse to try another tool, I will waste a lot of my time and energy and resources trying to do a very good thing the wrong way. Do not be so stubborn about the thing that you are persistent about that you refuse to learn. So yes, sometimes when something is not working, it's not about not doing it anymore. It is about finding a different way. Too many times we either quit or we keep trying to do it the same way. Just want to put that out there because never give up does not mean continue doing the wrong thing. Just putting that out there.
And this is all about your ego. You want to prove something. I will show them. And then you're burning up inside. You're wasting your resources. You're wasting your time just to prove a point to the external. Ego. I thank you.
That's self. I'm seeing some things popping up in the chat, but That'll make this chat window bigger.
Hmm.
Right, I see Dr. Nova mention ChatGPT. Yes, correct. The artificial intelligence is a real challenge and opportunity that we're going to have to navigate going forward. I will tell you, when I started doing graphics, I was using apps that made it easier for me to do graphic work without having a proper training in graphic design. Technology can advance your capabilities. And now I've seen it get to the point where graphic designers are worried about artificial intelligence replacing them entirely. So it is necessary for us to continue learning as we work going forward, as more tools are made available. There was a point in time where the only way to get from one place to another was with a donkey cart or with a horse and carriage. And then cars came, right? And of course, the people who were selling horses would have been worried because the industry was changing. We have to be mindful that if we want to go forward, there are things that we're going to leave behind, right? So don't let change frighten you to the point where you don't change with it. Right? Artificial intelligence, as concerned as I am about it being able to do a flyer, it also allows me to do video editing faster than I would have done it before. Right? What I'm saying is that learn to take the good with the bad so that you don't lose out entirely, because change is going to happen anyway. Right, and I'm seeing we have more comments. I've seen Dr. Zena. I hope your voice is back. Patience, resilience, and know your values, correct. Princess mentioned that an entrepreneur is a person who creates a business and takes all the risks and rewards of that business journey also. And she went on to give us some more information about corporations and LLCs. And yes, Dr. Zena, if you keep doing the same thing every day, your life will never change. Your outcome will continue to be the same thing. I want to ask you, young ladies, all of y'all, everybody here, because all of y'all young, as far as I'm concerned. If you're still here, you're still young, right? What are we going to do different today? What are we going to do different today? Today is a new day. What are we going to do different today? Now, we like to plan and make smart goals, and we have vision boards, and we determine about fulfilling our passion and coming into purpose and becoming empowered. And we love these words. Any other group would let you all get away with knowing the words. I don't let people get away with knowing the words. I will pressure you into understanding what it is you're saying so that when it starts happening, you are prepared for it. So what are we going to do different today? If you want your life to change, you're going to have to change your life. What are we going to do different today? Right? So I'm going to ask and you know what, Jesslyn? I like that you don't know, because it means that anything you try would be the right answer. Anything you try, when you don't know what you're doing, you're one step closer to the right answer. I love when I get lost, you know. When I get lost, it means every step that I take is one of discovery. And I don't talk like this because it sounds good. I talk like this because 5 years ago, I lost my job when the government shut down the company. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have bills to pay. But I was also like, oh my gosh, look how much time I have now. And yes, I had to retool. I had to learn things that I did not know before. I had to develop interests I did not have before. I had to act on interests I had and I did not have the time before. I ain't lie to tell you. The worst thing that happened to so many other people was one of the best things that could have happened to me. I was uniquely designed to end up being a graphic artist videographer, girls mentor slash amateur coach. Listen, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm just saying, when I leave here, I'm going to record video for a documentary that I'm shooting. A documentary. You could have tell me about a documentary, and 5 years ago, I was paying somebody to do a flyer. I have podcasts. I have podcasts where I'm going to be traveling to another island just to shoot an episode. I'm on the radio every week. I have people calling me to pay me to do things I did not know how to do before. Because there's something in me that I get to express because of the new skills and tools that I have. So I'm going to ask you again, what are you going to do different today? So before I start preaching, well, I think it's too late for that. But I am going to ask you young ladies to do one thing. Put on your cameras so we could get a picture of the full class, please. That's all I want. You don't have to leave it on, but before we leave here today, I just want to get a picture of the full class. Please and thank you. Oh, look at cameras coming on. So everybody have good internet, everybody have good lighting. But I see. Look at people in this place. Look at people. Simone, you know we had so much people inside here?
Beautiful
Tell
people.
me, beautiful faces. So many beautiful faces, huh? Where's Sanji? Sanji, let's see your camera.
Look at we nice Caribbean people out here now.
Yeah, boy.
Annalie. We have Shaya with us today. We have Annalie with us today. We want to welcome them.
That's my girl, Mel from St. Lucia. Hello, Melly, a businesswoman.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
So many entrepreneurs.
Yes, yes.
Melanie Hill. We have Guyana, Melanie Hill.
Good morning.
Hi, Melanie. How are things in Guyana?
Sunny and hot.
All right, nice. Glad to have you on board.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, hello, Shadika.
Do you have anybody from Suriname here today with us? If we're missing our Surinamese.
Melanie, we miss seeing your beautiful face. Melanie Hill.
Yes, Melanie didn't put on her camera. Good to hear her voice.
I just put it on.
All right, nice. Okay, Melanie.
Yeah.
Good to have you guys
Yeah.
on board.
I was saying that I'm not presently in a business, but I would like to start one. But right now I'm focusing on billing. And also at present, I'm doing peer educating, case navigating, counseling, HIV counseling, and I'm doing home care nursing. But I would like to start a small business whereby I can put my teenage daughter to work with that until I become available because I'm pretty busy.
What type of business are you thinking of, Melanie?
I was thinking about making like the local fruit juice and put it in the bottle and label it and sell it. Make like Maudie, tamarind juice, do pastries and so on because I can do all of those things.
Lovely. That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Nice.
Okay.
We have Shaquana. Thanks, Melanie. We have Shaquana sign up.
So I used to have a business like selling scrunchies and stuff, but now I have a passion in doing hair, but I have to learn how like master hair. So right now, like I'm a trainee in doing hair, but I also have other passions like crocheting, sewing, drawing, but I cannot make my mind up to which one I really like or starting a business for. But I really like doing hair, and sometimes I do hair for people, and yes, I have a passion in doing their hair. It's not a problem to me, but I just cannot find a perfect topic on which one should I start with.
Thanks very
So
much for
Chiquana,
sharing
let me
that.
ask you a question. What is your uniqueness about doing hair as opposed to the other hairdresser down the road? What your unique and speciality in doing hair?
Okay, so some people when they do hair right, they don't really have patience, but I have patience and I take my time and I understand what I'm doing. So basically that's my unique.
Patience. You take pride. Excellent.
Let me ask the question. This is Dr. Robyn. Shaquana, do you do natural hair, chemically treated hair, or you're a braider? Like, do you have a specialty? Do you do updos? What type of hair do you like doing? Or what's your specialty?
So I do braiding, but I normally dye my mom hair and other family member hair. But I don't really want to focus on chemical. I want to do braiding and stuff.
That makes a difference because you can focus on that. We have a lot of businesses. As a matter of fact, my goddaughter just opened up a business on the 18th of August, just yesterday, actually. And she specializes in natural hair and braiding, and she's already booked solid up until the end of October because she's that good. But she went to cosmetology school. She just graduated. She got a license because you have to have that here in the US, or you should, to do hair. Some people do it out of their home illegally, but that's their choice. But to really make a business out of it and get noticed for your skills and to flourish, you want to do it the right way and learn. So we keep saying education, education, education. I would say do what you need to do to educate yourself on the latest tips and tools and techniques with braiding and whatever else you want to do in the business. Take courses in business so that you know how to run your business and be prosperous in your business. Now, a lot of people in the hair and beauty industry use apps. There are apps out there where people can schedule, they can pay ahead of time to reserve their spaces with you. I can go on and on and on about making sure that your business is rock solid and that you flourish in your business. But I think it's important for you to follow your passion. If it's braiding, then be the best braider ever. And that's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Joppy. Wonderful ideas, Shaquana. And as Ricardo had said last session, journal, just keep writing down your ideas as the ideas come, because you have more than one passion. So if you're into crocheting, you're into, braiding, dyeing hair, just keep writing down the various things that you're interested in as your ideas. And as the resources come, you develop, your ideas and continue to educate yourself. As Dr. Joppy said, get whatever certification and license, etc. You're looking into all of these things because you want to be able to be a professional and to function, where you can actually get customers. So look further into it, and we'll have a consultation to help you develop, your business.
And before I start doing other people's hair, I try on myself or my family member first.
Right.
Shaquana, I really like what you're talking about with regards to hair. And, Dr. Robbie, thank you so much for sharing that. My younger daughter, I've got 2, 22 and 25. My younger daughter, 22, she does hair as well, and she specializes in wigs. In fact, as we're speaking right now, she's upstairs. She's converted one of our rooms into a salon, and people come, you know, to have their hair done. She does all kinds of wigs. She does, you know, updos, low dos, and she does them from scratch. She sources the hair. And so for you to kind of, like Dr. Bobby said, it's really important to figure out what area of hair that you want to specialize in and you want to be known in. And, you know, don't be afraid to go to salons and, you know, work for them for free. Don't be afraid to even look for other braiders that you might find on social media and, you know, work with them and figure out how they do things. And also don't be afraid to expand. So for now, you're saying natural hair, but natural hair is so wide. You know, it could be, you know, I have natural hair. It could be coloring natural hair. It could be gel twist. It could, you know, it could be braids. Braids are wide. It could be twist braids. It could be, you know, it could be jumbo braids. Also, so figure out what you want to do and be the best at that, as everyone else has said. Also, I think what's important as well is because you decide that you've decided that you like hair, that doesn't mean that you can't go on and do other things. You know, my daughter, you know, is doing a degree. She finishes this year that we enter in marketing and advertising. So like everyone has already said, it's good to have an education because you need something to fall back on. You also need something to help you generate income, you know, because, you know, you may not, you know, get the funding you need, or you might want to open your own salon. You may even want to teach other young people how to do natural hair. You know, it's wide. So don't think that because you're doing hair, that's all that you're doing. It's an amazing skill to have. And you can never, ever, 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 ever run out of clients because people like to do their hair. You just need to make sure, like Debra said, you need to make sure that you are unique in what you do, and people will come to you. You know, it's really nice, you know, to see my daughter telling me, oh, Mom, I'm booked, and she works at the moment. It's holidays for us in the UK. And so she works as well. So she works in customer services for the holidays, and she'll go back to university in September. And so she's, you know, she books her time. So she knows she works 3 days a week at home and 2 days in the office. So the days that she already has the same app that Dr. Robbie was talking about, where people can schedule, you know, bookings. So she has bookings from 7 o'clock. And you have to be strict. If you're late, she has how much people have to pay if they're late, or they lose their deposit and things like that. So it is so amazing. And you can do that and even much better in Jesus' name. Sorry, yes, my voice is still there. I wasn't supposed to talk, sorry.
Thanks so much for your advice, Dr. Zena. Thank you. Debra?
Oh, this Debra, I had my hand up.
Yeah, no, your thumbs up.
Oh,
that was a thumbs up. Okay.
I quite like the point when she said she's scheduling the appointment and you have to put a deposit. And if you don't show up,
yes,
you lose your deposit. I like that.
Yeah, your time
My
is
time is
precious.
valuable.
Yes, that's correct. That's a good technique. It is to make people commit, because sometimes people might want to book your time and then not turn up, and you could have had another client instead. So that is a really efficient way of running your business.
So curiously, this week, you guys remember JL Valdez, right? The counseling psychologist who came through for us a couple of weeks ago. She and I interviewed a doctoral candidate by the name of Marisha Duncan Alvarado. And she's actually doing her thesis on natural hair and natural hair in the workplace. So we actually interviewed her this week, and she spoke about some of her challenges working in the bank and in the airlines. And we found out some amazing things about the challenges that Black women have with natural hair in the workplace and in general. So that was one coincidence. And the second one was I literally submitted a logo for a barber shop this weekend, like last night, sometime over the course of the morning. There are so many people. When you hear people saying, I want to do hair, I want to do nails, I want to do makeup, I want to do juice, and you hear that other people are interested in doing the thing that you want to do, you might feel as if, well, I shouldn't because everyone else is. I want you to remember that there are 8 billion people on this planet. There is room for your business. There's an industry for your business. And maybe if there isn't one, you might be very fundamental in creating one. What I'm saying is don't let the fact that other businesses exist stop you. Don't let the fact that other people doing it longer, doing it better, know more, has more money and resources to put into it, don't let that stop you. There are 8 billion people here. And yes, there are different categories of business you can get into, but there are also different brackets. There are some people who will pay 20,000 TT for a foreign used car, and there are people who will import one for 2 million. The fact remains, there is a space for the contribution that you have to make to the world. Don't let other people being in that space stop you from finding yours. I was supposed to be doing graphic design 25 years now. And all I was thinking was, everybody and their grandmother doing graphics. And I did not do it because everybody and their grandmother doing graphics. Fast forward, graphics paying my bills, keeping my lights on. Graphics allow me the opportunity to tell my cousin, listen, you see this idea you have for 10 girls in our classroom? We could carry this thing across the Caribbean. We could meet people across the world. You have no idea what your little contribution, your little interest could make. You have no idea what impact that could have. Because we have people representing phenomenal African women 5 hours ahead. We have a student from Grenada who's in Canada. We have girls in Suriname who finishing exams. We have a nutritional professional from St. Lucia. We have hotel owners from Dominica. What I'm saying is we have so many different opportunities in this space because of the little choices that each of us made. Explore, learn, but don't let other people being there stop you from going. They will have to make room for you. The world will have to make room for you. You are here. You deserve your space here. Go after the thing that you're supposed to go after. Though, as we Jamaican partners say when we launched in 2021, don't small up yourself. Anyway,
you have to big up yourself.
Yeah, big up you. Big up you. Or look at make me start a pre-chanting, you know.
All right, Ricardo, and the time already finished.
We don't have enough time.
But
big up yourself, man.
Yeah, there's room for all of us, you know. The world has to make space for you. You are enough, you are important, right? So you're gonna be making waves. So your idea is never too small, you're never too young, you're not insignificant, you are enough. And the world has to make space for you. Okay, and a space like this is a wonderful opportunity to share your ideas, to get ideas, you know, to collaborate, because sometimes we can't do it on our own. We need support from persons who are more experienced, who have certain resources that we don't. Okay, so it's a wonderful opportunity to collaborate and to get our resources in order. Okay.
And that is a very powerful thing, collaboration.
Yes.
Sharing. It's better you have a slice of a big cake than to have a small cake all by yourself. It's reaching out, collaborating, and then you will grow. I find myself on the Divine Feminine earlier, coming in and working with Dr. Janet Taylor. She's been doing the Divine Feminine for over 20 years. And she saw something in me. She said, Debra, come on and facilitate on the thought element on the Divine Feminine. And so many different entities just pulling me in and I'm pulling them in. And, you know, it's just collaboration and sharing and growing and making magic happen. Yes, I thank
Debra,
you.
I think before we know it, you'll be running the whole country, you know. Careful. At this
I
rate
don't
you're going.
politics, your friend.
That's all
I know.
right. You don't need to be politics around the country. You're running it. You're making things happen, man. And that's another way, sometimes, we think we have to be in politics, to make things happen. Because normally I think, only politicians so-called make things happen, but we on the ground here, we can make things happen. We have the power to do that. So
I just get good blows too, eh? I get good punches, but
yes,
I just
yes. That is expected, eh? That is expected, but you just have to keep persevering despite the blows, Because when you get the results, it's really rewarding, So
I want to thank everyone for the time today. We had a great session. We fleshed out some ideas. I hope that we planted some seeds and we polished some gems. I love the way the facilitators fell in. Everybody put a little something in the pot so everybody could eat. All right. I want to say very special thank you because right now the D in Dominica is for Debra. All right. You keep up the good work. God
yes.
bless your heart. Team.
There's an acronym I like to use for Debra Charles-Mark. The D is dynamic. The C is courageous. And the M is magic. You are DCM'd. All of you. Discipline, courage, magic. All of you are DCM'd. Love you.
Everybody, God bless. And in fact, you know what? I feel next week you're gonna ask people what their initials stand for. What's their acronym? Yeah.
we have a special session next week. We're doing makeup and beauty. We're doing external beauty as well as internal beauty. Please log on as usual. We have to have an in-person session with some of the girls from Trinidad. Okay, so we'll be confirming that session earlier this week. But we're looking forward to having a wonderful, wonderful time. We have Dr. Joppy on board for the internal beauty, the international shades of beauty. Guys, it's going to be a wonderful session next week. Please log on. Please, we're looking forward to having you on board. Yeah, Carol, it's raining by me. I don't know why you, but
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna pick
weather
up
is changed.
my clothes now.
You want to get the clothes? Of course, outside. Get it wet.
Well, it had hot sun. Let's see. Let me go and catch it before the rainfall. Everybody,
It's heavy. Later, guys.
God bless.
Have a good one. Enjoy
Have
the
a
rest of
wonderful
your
afternoon.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for all the information. Jahim.
Such an interactive session.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Take care.
See you next week.
Bye.
Our makeup and beauty session, internal and external beauty.
Goodbye.
Yeah, beautiful. Bye, Janine. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Tara. Nice to have Euthalia on board. Thanks, Euthalia.
Yes, Euthalia.
I'm struggling, but I want to come back and be strong there. But I'll try my best. Try my best. Last week I was supposed to come. I just got this emergency call about something else. I had to rush. So, but I'm trying. I'll try to see if I could be here more often.
Euthalia, you were right on time with what you had to bring. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Ricardo. But I really wanted to share more and be there more, but I will be there. Yes.
Nice, man.